dedicated to our countless brothers and sisters suffering the impact of coronavirus. May God miraculously heal all who are ill, comfort those who are mourning, and provide ample livelihood for all. For the first time in history, around the world, streets and social venues are empty, as people are confined to and isolated in their homes. To understand the spiritual significance of this unprecedented phenomenon, we need to take a trip back in time. Shortly after taking the Jews out of Egypt, God instructed them, "Make for me a sanctified space, so that I will dwell among you." For some unfathomable reason, an infinite God wanted a physical home in this world. At first, God called home the Mishkan, the portable tabernacle built by Moses, erected at first in the desert and later in the Holy Land. Thereafter, the divine presence found home in Jerusalem, the first temple built by King Solomon, and its replacement built by the returning Babylonian exiles. With the destruction of the Second Temple, 1,500 years of Jewish worship at a single, central address came to a crashing halt. The Jews were scattered in exile, across the map and across countless centuries. Where will we house God now? The persecuted people asked their sages. Wherever you are, came the reply. Construct mini sanctuaries and micro-temples. God will make them all His home. Indeed, for 1,900 years, our synagogues, study halls, and Torah schools served as the epicenter of Jewish life and as God's home.
Fast-breaking developments in the coronavirus emergency in the U.S.
But now, a devastating virus sweeps the planet, forcing synagogues, study halls, and schools to close their doors. Where will we find God now? Make for me a sanctified space, so that I will dwell among you. God's ultimate home is among you, the Jewish people. In our homes, in our living rooms, dining rooms, kitchens, and bedrooms. Indeed, we have arrived at the final frontier in the globalization of God's home. Here are some ways we can rise to the calling to turn our personal space into a brilliant abode for the Creator. A Jewish dwelling should contain a Chumash, a Siddur, and other holy texts. Let us fill the air with God's words, and God will fill the atmosphere in our homes. When we attach a charity box to the kitchen wall, our homes become parts of a divine act of kindness. Kosher mezuzahs on all doorways, because God's presence rests where it is invited. Let us sync our menus with God's will to become receptive to God's presence. 18 minutes before sundown, each Friday afternoon, let us fill our homes with light. Across the planet, people are terrified of bringing it home. But really, it is time for God to come home, to our homes.